Good morning. It is 10:56 a.m. on Friday, June 3rd, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Holy cow, my sleep pattern is just all over the place right now because first of all, I stayed up too late last night for fairly ordinary reasons, but I just was not tired. And I ended up staying up too late, and then of course today, first, today is a holiday at my workplace, even though it's not like an external holiday. So I have the day off anyway. There's no issue there. So I was allowing myself to sleep in, but boy, did I sleep in. Yeah, so I don't know. I will say that I am feeling still some like lingering weirdness from COVID, just sort of feeling a little bit weaker generally, having my sleep still feel a little different. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe some of that might also be psychosomatic. I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better generally, though, so I'm not asking, like, this is not like a pity thing. It's more just like I should be aware of how my body feels thing in order to know if I need to do anything about it. That's all I'm talking about here. But I watched a couple of movies yesterday. I have previously discussed that I'm kind of doing a Sam Raimi movie rewatch thing, because we're going to talk about him on Watching 100 Movies. And so last night I watched Army of Darkness, which I had certainly seen before, but is the third part of the Evil Dead trilogy, and was the first one that I ever actually saw. Partly just because when it came out, it's horror-ish. It's almost more of a comedy that just has some horror flavor in it. The series kind of trends in that direction, which is one of the interesting reasons that one of the reasons I think it's interesting to look at the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show, which takes 3 different movies that, while they share a continuity, have fairly different tones, and it really manages to blend all 3 in an extremely pleasing way. That's a great show. If you like the Evil Dead series, you should watch, or the movies, and you haven't seen the show, you should, because it's great. But in any case, it's interesting that Army of Darkness, for me, is a little more uneven, because it has some great bits. There's fantastic sequences in it, and almost all of them are in the first half of the movie, and then the second half is mostly just a big battle sequence that's cool, but the jokes stop coming so rapidly, and a lot of it is, you don't have necessarily the same thrills, but it's good. It's just, I think it's uneven compared to the first 2 even, but still very much a fun watch. But then I moved on to Darkman, which technically chronologically got made before Army of Darkness, but I had never seen Darkman before. This is another one of Sam Raimi's movies, and if you haven't heard of it, the basic premise is it's a superhero story, essentially, where you have this guy who is a scientist researching synthetic skin, but then when he is attacked by mobsters and grossly disfigured, he decides to start trying to use his ability to make these temporary perfect masks to impersonate various mobsters in an attempt to eventually get his revenge for the attack on him. And it stars Liam Neeson and a young Frances McDormand as the love interest, and it's great. That movie rules. I can't believe I had never seen it before. It's like, I'm surprised, genuinely, people don't talk about it more. It came out 1 year after the Tim Burton Batman in 1990, and it's very obviously influenced by that movie, but it takes the next steps in terms of being visually inventive, because if you go back and watch the 89 Batman, I don't think it's not bad, but it's, compared to what we sort of think of Tim Burton movies as being like, it's pretty low key. and he doesn't get really crazy with his stuff until Batman Returns. But Darkman beat that, and it's great. Now, I will say that I love Frances McDormand as an actor, but in this movie, her role is it's so underwritten. It's just really a bunch of cliches, and almost like all of the biggest problems of the movie center around that character, because she she is exactly the character that you would imagine in the most cliche ridden version of the story, where the the scientist's girlfriend, who is she's kind of a little bit like Lois Lane in the sense she's a journalist or something, and then he doesn't want to go back to her because he's disfigured. He doesn't know if she'll like him, and it's like it's a little bit weird, honestly, because Frances McDormand, we know now, is such a great actress, and here she is kind of doing nothing with a very underwritten character, and it's a little bit bizarre, actually, just given that the rest of the movie is so interesting around this one little hacky, cliched piece. So, I will say that that does not diminish my appreciation for a movie that I think more people should watch and talk about. Darkman is great. And I will leave it there and talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.